Okay, let's do Red Rocket next.
Recalculating AI passing.
Now with Red
Adjusting.
Rocket,
Adjusting.
I had less space than Sanctuary, so it almost always requires building up. But I try to keep it as not minimal as possible, but I try to keep it where it looks reasonable. Like to actually pile a bunch of buildings on top of a bunch of buildings. I was gonna say once I go into build mode, it will knock this rain out. It'll clear the weather. So let's get back in here, and because this rain is like, all right, let's go in here and take a look. All right, that should eventually clear the weather out, hopefully. Oh, no, there we go. All right, there's definitely script lag here. Okay, so with Red Rocket, it's probably, again, these are work in process. I have not finished them. The biggest problem I have is finding places to plant things. But here's a bunkhouse. This is one of the
Hey
bunkhouses
there.
that gives them a place to sit. Again, it's
It's
the same
it's
kind of
nothing.
bunkhouse for speed's
Never
sake.
mind.
They're probably built by the same engineers. So there's like or they are built by the exact same engineer. So this has like seven beds in it. So that's got seven. And then for variety, I wanted to throw like one of these little things out here, like this little tin, I don't know what you call it, but this little tin thing. And it does have, let's see if we can sneak in this way. It does have like beds, but this is not really as refined. I'll probably refine this because it has 25 beds in it. Um, and our defense is down, so there must be something broken in here. I'm not really sure what. Oh, now here you go. This is a good example of a broken thing. See how the turret's moving, but it's broken? Um, I'm not sure what would fix that. We don't want to do that. There, I want that wire. I'll fix that here in a second. But let me, yeah, because that's again the power pylon where it doesn't work, and that's a problem with something. I'm not really sure what. I don't think it's one of these either. Yeah, see the power grid doesn't have a problem, but apparently it's got an issue with with the power coming from this. That would be my guess. So what I might have to do is completely redo the pylon. Just take the pylon out and reconnect it. Okay, so up here I've got like a garden, a rooftop garden. Um, I could build up another level, but it's going to look pretty wonk being like that high up. And in here is kind of like the mod crafting stations, custom crafting stations. This is again the power. I don't know why anybody want to sleep next to a generator, but they did this. I might put like a wall in later. And here's of course that's your settlement management terminal. Guard post up here, same kind of light, same kind of thing going there. Um, and then yeah, I'm still trying to figure that one out. Sorry, if mine's actually crossing over on that. But again, it's just like, or not, here's like a box car that just has like 4 sleeping bags, a light. Now this is the grass mod. There's not much I can do about this. I wish that the game engine actually clipped anything that had a floor. It literally would clip anything coming through it, or it would simply wouldn't render grass with anything that has a floor. I'm not sure why. I think that has to be actually coded into the landscape, not the actual floor of the building, because it pops up through regular buildings too. I don't know why Bethesda did it that way. But here's a place to plant crops. Um, you have a place to plant crops. Another bunkhouse up here. Same similar kind of style. And then that's about it. This is kind of like what I did for this. It gave me 25 beds. And each one I try to put this little thing for like traders to come in. You get it with quests in Bunker Hill. But I this because this is not really unlocked yet for me because it's just in transfer settlement, so it just places it. And again, here's another kind of bunkhouse, same thing. So I do this a lot. This is kind of like my basic bunkhouse, and I'll try to put like some cat traps or dog traps somewhere around through there. I got this idea of a ladder on this kind of stand from Zamonja, but again, it's the same. It's just basically the same kind of thing with the light on the front. So I'll have to figure out where the power grid broke in here, and I'll fix that here in just a second. And that's probably why the happiness is going down. And then I have room for cats and dogs and things like that. So that's pretty much it on the inside. I didn't do much on the inside. I kept it simple, places to sit. I left the benches and stuff like that where it is. I haven't done much of anything in here yet.
No robot is superior
This is just
to
kind
me.
of a basic. This one I do have working aquariums. I thought I'd try this out. Um, I don't know, as completely run down and destroyed as everything is, I don't really know where you'd find an aquarium, but apparently this guy, the settlers here did. But yeah, so that's kind of that mod. Um, and I didn't do much to the sign. I tried to leave some of it as recognizable as possible. So when you're kind of out here, you can kind of take a look at it and see. Something you would think you would find. I try to make it functional, and that's what I'm trying to learn, because I don't normally build cities. Like, I don't do that for a job. So to me, it's like I throw things. It's almost like I have this mentality of, here's an open space. I can throw this in here, but it's not necessarily a functional layout. And then, of course, this is the vendor area. You have like a nice little vendor area in the middle where people would have to come in through here. And then I put a little table in here where people could sit down, and there's no pool table or anything like that here. These crafting stations, I might move them to different locations, or I may just leave them here and put and box them in somehow by putting a shelf. Like, I may put a shelf or something here so they're kind of leveled out. Maybe like a shelf or something, a toolbox, or somewhere to store scrap, or at least where it looks like it stores scrap. But yeah, that's the Red Rocket settlement. I'll show you Starlight Drive-In next.